ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brad Helfenberger. I'm the recreation manager here at the city of Emeryville. We are so excited to be here today after a year of waiting. After a year of waiting, we are proud to reopen the Senior Center at our grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony today. I'd like to welcome a few important people that are here today. First, I'd like to acknowledge the city of Emeryville who funded this project. This was over a $2 million project that with tax dollars well spent. But really, the city of Emeryville is strongly committed to senior programs here in the city, and I think that they've demonstrated that today. As you can see, this wonderful building standing in front of us, this historic building, originally constructed in 1930, opened in 1931 as a joint project between the city of Emeryville and Alameda County. The city of Emeryville owned the land, and the Alameda County actually built this building at a cost of $90,000 in 1930. Through the years, the partnership continued, and in 1991, the city took ownership of the building. In 1977, we actually started the Senior Center here. With that, I'd like to also mention, I'd like to welcome Mary Payne, who is Director Emeritus of the Emeryville Senior Center right over here. She retired in the early 2000s and was able to come out today. I'd like to thank the Friends of the Emeryville Senior Center who contributed over $6,000 to this project, including a very generous $1,000 donation from an anonymous donor who is a member of the Senior Center. So thank you to the Friends. We have somebody present from Radcliffe Architects who designed the reconstruction of the building. That's Shahriar Daftari back here. I'd like to welcome Rich Cunningham, who is the city liaison to the project. I'd also like to welcome Ruth Atkin, city council member. Diane Martinez, mayor of Emeryville. I'd also like to welcome city manager Carolyn Lair, community services director Pedro Jimenez. And we have some visitors from the Emeryville Police Department. I'd like to welcome them as well. And we also have some visitors from some surrounding senior centers here today. I've seen Ed Callis from Alameda. Do we have any others present? Albany Senior Center's here. Excellent. East Oakland's here. Excellent. Excellent. Yes, and Jennifer Tejada, Chief of Police. I'd like to just, before I hand the mic off to our next speaker, I'd like to just go over a couple of the upgrades that you're going to see here today. These are just very few of some of the things that were done to the building. We have for the first time, we have a handicap accessible restroom on our first floor. So the building is now much more accessible to people with disabilities than it was previously. We have new flooring upstairs in our multi-purpose room and new carpeting in our billiards room. We have new acoustical panels in our main hall, so the main hall is now much less boomy than it was before. There's updated lighting all throughout, and a fresh coat of paint, and there's much more smaller details that you'll see as you roam the building. Some things that you can't see, we had some seismic upgrades done to the addition of the building, which is the bar and the offices upstairs. We have a new roof with solar panels. So, with our new solar panels, we estimate that the electricity demands are going to be roughly 50% of what they were previously. So the building is now much more green than it was before. There's also new radiator pipes throughout the buildings. The pipes that were here were original. They were 85-year-old pipes, so they needed to be replaced. And we have upgraded electrical and data access throughout the building. So I hope you were able to come in and enjoy the Senior Center and enjoy it here for years to come. I'd like to invite next the president of the Friends of the Emeryville Senior Center, Tejada Thibos, who's going to say a few words.
Welcome to the grand reopening of the Emeryville Senior Center. Isn't this building beautiful? Yes. I'd like to thank, I don't want to be repetitious of what Brad said, but I'd like to thank the City of Emeryville political officials for the funding to restore this beautiful Art Deco building. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then I'd like to thank, first of all, the Friends of Emeryville Advisory Board. Can you raise your hands? Okay, thank you. We donated $6,000 approximately towards the funding for the new beige stage curtains. I think that's wonderful. And I'd also like to thank Kim, Brad, and Chauncey for all the work that they did in the transition, leaving here June of 2015, going to the Rec Center and also to Ralph Halley, and the continuation for us seniors to still have our programs and for the centers to still remain open and viable. Thank you. And I'd like to thank all of the senior members who waited patiently. It was worth the wait. It was a journey, but it has arrived. It's happened. So thank you. Enjoy the festivities. And if there's anybody that I left out, sorry, but thank you all. Enjoy.
Thank you, Tejada. Next, I'd like to invite Joyce Jacobson to speak. Joyce is the chair of the Emeryville Commission on Aging.
Thank you, Brad. This is perhaps the right time to say that though Emeryville residents are very proud of the Senior Center, so are the many members of the Senior Center who are not Emeryville residents. And I would like to thank all of the people who are not Emeryville residents who contribute so much to this center with their membership and with their time. And so we wouldn't have the activity level that we have at the center without this very broad community base. This has been, for me personally, and I know for all of you, a very somber week with the terrible fire in Emeryville and with the shootings that have occurred nationally. And so I think it's really good to have a sunny day at the end of the week where we can celebrate something this nice.
Yeah.
The Emeryville Commission on Aging tries to see to the challenges and needs of all the seniors in the Emeryville. And we look at problems and we make suggestions, and sometimes we kind of lean hard on the suggestions to the City Council. And I am so grateful that this go-round of refurbishing the Senior Center has solved a huge problem, and that is the noise level in the big hall. And in the past, we thought it couldn't be done without ruining the appearance of the hall, but this time they have done it. So we'll test it out pretty soon and see if they're telling the truth. We have had a remarkable staff during this period of time, and the staff has just had to do a lot of tap dancing. One day I came into the teen center over there where we'd been staying, the prefab buildings, and there was Pedro Jimenez behind the desk. And I thought, uh-oh. He may be answering the phones, but he's not going to be able to answer my questions. He's not going to know, you know. Well, he knew where this paperwork belonged and what had to happen, so I was impressed with that. Kim has mastered the technique of holding office hours at 2 different locations and still actually answering her phone in person. And so, right, Kim. And Brad has held so many hats in the past few years, always wearing probably 2 or 3 at one time, that the City of Emeryville should keep this in mind, that he would get lost if you didn't overwork him. So, you know, he wouldn't know what to do. So just keep on overworking him. That brings us to the City of Emeryville. One of the reasons why we have this center, as people have mentioned, and we have such very, very good services for seniors in Emeryville, is because of our city council and city manager. And the city, for decades, has given excellent concern and support for senior services. As somebody may have already mentioned, during the downturn, the most recent recession, we were one of the only senior centers, or only cities in Alameda County that did not cut back on the hours and services at their senior center. We kept going. And part of that was due to what I've mentioned about the staff. The staff working very, very thin, but somehow managing to keep the doors open. And I really appreciate the fact that our city councils have paid attention to seniors, they have listened to seniors, and they have provided the money that we need to have this center and to have the many services that we have available in Emeryville. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce, particularly for the note on the work that I do here. Next, I'd like to invite Mayor Diane Martinez to the podium.
Thank you everyone for coming. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I don't like to stand between folks and the refreshments, especially on a sunny day like this. But I'm very honored to be here at the grand reopening of the most beautiful building in the Triangle, I think, in all of Emeryville. And I'm happy to have you join me here today. You know that the city of Emeryville invests in our seniors, and I think that speaks to our values. I think we think our senior community is very valuable. We appreciate what the Senior Center does for the community, and we appreciate how it brings all of you together. So without any further ado, I'm very, very honored to be part of the ribbon cutting for the grand reopening of the Emeryville Senior Center.
I want to extend a huge thanks to the Emeryville Unified School District, who housed a vast number of our programs over the last year down at Ralph Hawley campus. So thank you to the Emeryville Unified School District. And also, I want to thank my staff who've worked so hard over the last year to keep programs running in multiple locations, especially the staff at the Emeryville Recreation Center, who were very hospitable to all of us. So thank you so much to everybody. All right, so let's do a big countdown here. Are we ready? We got the big scissors? All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.